Hey guys, and welcome back to Miss Azriel's Gaming. So we're starting Painscreek Killings again. We're gonna start off. We have the key to the music box room, if I remember, or the music box room. Music box. We have the key to the sewer system, which I'm so looking forward to going down. And we had a key to where the well is on the ground. So we're gonna go ahead and continue. So I didn't move from Scott's little secret room just in case, if the ghost girl wants to pop up again. You all see it with me, so. So we'll go ahead and we're going to head to the mansion first. I want to do the music box first. So the sewer key was shown on here. So here's the map of the sewer. I guess I don't know if this shows where it comes up at. Ooh, maybe we can get to that guys through the sewer. But it was right here, if I remember right. I even made myself a little note. So that's where we're going to have to head to. So in the last one, we got the information, got some more part of the story from other people in town, and we saw that Scott had figured out who he was, who his mother was, and he was figuring out who killed his mother. So we knew that Vivian, Dr. Johnson, and Andrew were all in on his mother's death. And Dr. Johnson and Vivian were in on Magdalena's death because Magdalena, who was Charles's mother and Vivian's mother-in-law, was looking for Sofia because Sofia gave birth to a son, and Magdalena wanted her son Charles to have a son to carry on the lineage of the family. And with Trisha being a girl, that just wasn't going to happen. And so we also know that Scott had been involved with Trisha, and then when he found out that she was his half-sister, he cut off all ties with her, which even though I get it, it's just horrible. I can only imagine how that would feel to have fallen in love with somebody and then all of a sudden they just pull away completely and you don't know why. But he did, and I wonder if he ever got to share that with her. Alright, so, Dear Trisha, as I've grown to learn about my birth parents, I feel as if a great veil has been lifted from my eyes. I now understand why Father Matthew was against us seeing each other. He was right, we shouldn't be together. Please believe me when I say I did not kill your mother. I've never lied to you, and I never will. I don't know who killed Vivian. Hopefully the truth will come to light someday. There's so much that I want to tell you, but I cannot at this moment. I pray the day when I can express everything to you will come quickly. All I can say now is that I'm sorry for all the pain that I've caused you. Please forgive me. Sincerely, Scott. So he didn't tell her, but he did explain to her that, I didn't kill your mom and all this other stuff. It doesn't look like there's anything else in here. Slight letdown. I was hoping there was going to be something else in that box. Okay, so I think I know where this key goes. I think I know where the well is. It's over here. Now, hopefully we haven't had to take pictures of, any of the stuff that we found. Walk right by the stairs. I've just been trying to take pictures of key areas, which I'm pretty sure this is going to be one. Yep. Okay, and this should lead to the well where they hid his mother's body. Although the fact that she still popped up there in the beginning is a shock to me, because if he buried her, she shouldn't be restless, unless she's restless because the people that killed her, hadn't had justice, but they have now, so I don't know why she would have shown herself to me. So here we go. It says we can enter. Don't really want to. Hopefully this is an in-game thing, because I would like to go and look at the other stuff. So let's go ahead and look down here. Oh, that's Lovely. They're going to make me lower myself. Oh, please don't break rope. I mean, this is just a well. What else is going to be down here? Unless this leads to the sewers, but I highly doubt it. There's something down there. It's like a necklace, maybe. An achievement called Here She Lies. 0526. Okay, well, let's mark that down. 0526. Ooh, I don't know what that would go to. I don't remember any lock boxes that we're waiting for. Watch me come out of here and she'll be standing there and give me a heart attack. Where would that... Just kind of looking around, make sure we don't miss anything over here. Where would that code go? Wait a minute, wasn't there a house? Was there a house that had a code lock on it? I can't remember. I think we've got everything out of the mansion we're going to get. There was one room I don't think we got into. It was just the bathroom, though. Trying to rack my brain. But I think she was staying at the cabin. So I don't think... I have no idea what this code would be to. Okay, so the next thing on the agenda would be to go to the sewer. It's like I said, I'm not sure where that code would go. I cannot remember. I don't think there was anything at the church. I thought there might have been a house with a code on it. Like that was locked. But I cannot remember for the life of me. So let's just go ahead and hit the sewer. Okay, because it's supposed to be off of here somewhere. Let's check over here. Aha. Alright, we're entering the sewers. Hopefully we don't regret this. Yikes. Definitely gonna get lost around here. Okay, so let's check the sewer map. So we came in to the old sewer entrance. So this way leads to the mansion. Now I wonder if it's locked. Yeah, the top has been chilled. Okay, so that way leads to the mansion. So we want to follow this way. Okay, that leads to the farmer's market. Yeah, Oliver's photography, that's over there. Bet it doesn't lead into that. I think we have a flashlight. Okay, so let's run this way. I'm thinking it's probably locked this way. Let's see how dark it is. Eee. If I see any clowns down here, I'm booking it. We'll go play something else. Okay, so yeah, that's a dead end. I thought that's what the red line had meant, that it was just locked. So we're gonna head back this way. It looks like it might be sending us to the hospital or around in that area, because going this way leads to the hospital. So I'm wondering, maybe this is how we get into the basement. Maybe we could never find a key there to begin with. Okay. Yeah, so it's probably right here. This would have been to the post office, which is locked. And then this side leads to the residential area, which I'm going to assume is locked as well. It's locked. So it is. It's sending us to the hospital because that's what's up in here. Although that leads to the river, but it looks like that's probably locked there too. We'll just check. I was gonna say I hope so, because it's really dark down there. I do not want to go. Once again, I'm not scared. Just don't want to go down there. I mean, I'm gonna smell as bad as it is being in the sewer. I don't need to go further into the stench. Yep. So we are at the hospital. Interesting. Then we can get the power on and get that key going. Oh no. Oh, it's the morgue. Look, no thank you. I didn't agree to play that game. Nope. Ooh, hammer. Yes, this is what we need. Oh, and where was the blood stain? Oh crud. Now I don't remember where we needed that. Electric room. There we go. Get the power turned back on. Okay, now somebody had to have turned that off. If that's all I needed to do, it wasn't a busted fuse. Somebody turned the power off on me. Does the elevator work now? It does not. Oh, I don't want to go in the morgue. Oh no. Oh, nope. Turn the light on. It's dark and spooky down here. Please don't let me be able to open these. This isn't that game. I'm not playing that. Not playing the mortuary assistant. Nope. Ooh, we got some keys. BH. That Bernard's name? Briefcase key. Oh no. It's the detective. Take a picture of that. They killed the detective down here. 4/16/1997. I called Dorothy last week. She told me something interesting about Sofia. There was a puzzle that she received from Matthew when she started working at the mansion, sort of a birthday gift for her. In that puzzle, Sofia was to visit both hers and Matthew's favorite locations in Painscreek. I keep calling it Pine. In each location lies a clue that Matthew had written on the wall of the building exterior. The clues, when put together, will point to her, the location of her gift. I thought that was a neat idea. Sofia's favorite places: Anne's courtyard inn and suite, bridge over the stream by the gate entrance, and post office. Why would someone leave the post office? And where can I find Matthew's favorite places? I wonder if this is something we need. So I'm going to make a note of this. So Sophia's favorite places are the courtyard, the bridge, but explain why she was over there if she liked the bridge so much, and the post office. But we need to figure out Matthew's favorite places. 4/20/1997. I received an anonymous message this morning. It claimed that Scott wasn't Vivian's killer. Unfortunately, that's all I got. I've had my doubts whether Scott really killed Vivian. He sure had the motive, but upon reading all his diaries and looking through his investigation notes, I can't help but think that Scott didn't kill Vivian. On the contrary, he was trying to find out who killed Vivian, as well as what really happened to Andrew Reed and Dr. Johnson. I still don't know if this anonymous person is a man or a woman, but they've helped solidify my thoughts on Scott. 4/29/1997. I received another message yesterday. It told me to look into Bernard, the mansion's butler. I can't help but feel that this person is trying to tell me something, but not exactly what. The message said I will find something in the house. Today I received a key in the mail with the initials BH. Does it stand for Bernard's house? Oh, there was a locked door, wasn't there? I've searched everywhere and read all of Bernard's diaries. Something just doesn't add up. Maybe it's just a hunch, or simply that I'm thinking too much. But would he really kill Vivian? Well, I think he made a mark that he was in love with her. There's something else about his entries that just make me pause and wonder if he was indeed a murderer. I photographed all the pages. I mean, he did leave a little note that he had been in love with Vivian, so it could have been he was willing to do anything for her. Maybe he got mixed up in all this. Stop pushing me, door. So rude. Okay, so we have, that's probably, I think Bernard's place was also where the floorboard was, but I cannot remember for the life of me where that floorboard was. Ow, door hit me. Okay, so let's finally get to use this electric key. Let's see what the good old doctor was hiding. Vivian Roberts, May 29th, 1993, Dr. Henry Johnson. Dear Dr. Henry Johnson, I would like to thank you for your contributions to the Painscreek Community Hospital and the people of Painscreek for the past 2 decades. However, there have been reports regarding the mishandling of funds designated for PCH, most of which came from the Roberts Relief Fund. This support was meant to help with the purchases of medical equipment and supplies. Since a sum of nearly $160,000 has been estimated missing, we have no other choice except to open an investigation. Until you are able to explain the discrepancies between your accounting and ours, we have no choice but to suspend all funding for the hospital for the time being. I'll be meeting you and your accountant to solve these issues so we may continue to support the hospital's needs. Sincerely, Vivian Roberts. I have a feeling the doctor is who killed Vivian. I just have a big suspicion of that. And I think it was to cover up that he helped 203. That he helped kill all those people. And I helped her kill her mother-in-law. He killed Sofia. To Charles Roberts, I don't know if it's a joke that you sent me the threat letter, but if you knew about the well, then you must have found out the truth. Just so you know, your wife was the one behind all of it. If you have any grudge, it's with her, not me. I was just a witness in Sophia's death, nothing more. Henry Johnson, June 30th, 1995. Fax it tomorrow. Oh, well, maybe Charles killed her. I know what you did. Meet me by the well at midnight. You know which one. Come alone. So he could have killed the people for killing Sofia. This is just one crazy thing.
Henry, I just received a letter from the NMB investigation firm regarding the use of the RRF funds. I need you to call me. Henry, we really need to talk. Please call back. What's going on, Henry? Why aren't you returning my calls? This is really important.
Interesting. So I'm under the impression that I think our good doctor was dead before Vivian. And I'm thinking Charles found out who did it. Who killed Sofia. It's funny, this game starts out... Ooh, black mold, that's scary. It's a horror movie. This game starts out, you're investigating the death and murder of Vivian. But I think it's turning out to be who murdered Sofia. Okay, so... Key with the tag 203 found in the hospital's office. Now, I wonder if this... Maybe it's a patient's room? Yeah, it doesn't look like we can get in there. It's A3. Room 101. So it's probably up here. It's probably Trish's room, maybe. But I don't know. I don't know if he was dead before Trish or what. Probably on the other side. Okay, that's where I came in. 203. Alright, let's see what we got in here. Lots of storybooks. It looks like somebody already rummaged through here. Happily Ever After. Videotapes. The Painscreek Herald, November 17th, 1995. Scott Brooks' body found by jogger with multiple stab wounds to the heart. That's usually a crime of passion. Police do not know if this is tied to the murder of Vivian Roberts by Daniel Hudson. Scott Brooks, a star suspect in the Vivian Roberts case, was found dead yesterday. His body was found on the roadside along Maple Drive at around 6:50 a.m. A jogger happened to find a body lying motionless behind a bush on the side of the road. He stopped to check if the person needed help, only to notice that the body was covered in blood. He immediately called 911. The police arrived shortly around 7 a.m. and the victim was declared dead. The estimated time of death was predicted to have happened 4 to 6 hours prior, putting the incident to have occurred around 1 to 3 a.m. Questions have been raised in regards to the murder of Vivian Roberts, of which Scott Brooks was the key suspect of. He'd been released from prison due to the insignificant and... Scott's body was found behind a bush on Maple Drive. The police are currently investigating the case. So Maple Drive. Let's write that down. I don't know if that picture indicates the area, but I believe that's leading up. That's somewhere around the mansion. Looks like a room key. And we've got, I bet it's Trisha's. Oops, wrong button. July 27th, 1995. Yesterday, on hearing that Scott was apprehended for the murder of my mother, Trisha collapsed. Or her mother, Trisha collapsed. Oh, okay, so this isn't her room. The hospital called this morning to inform us that it was just a nervous breakdown. However, they suggested that she should stay there for another few days. Charles is asking me to stay by her side. August 3rd, 1995. It rained today. Trisha has always hated the rain. She stayed in bed, tucked under the blanket, nearly the entire day. Here and there, she mutters Scott's name out loud. She cries herself to sleep a few times. It pains me to see her like this. August 22nd, 1995. Charles visits Trisha almost every day. Today he was quieter than usual. All of a sudden, he told me that Vivian had been seeing another man, apparently a banker, for more than a year. He asked me if Vivian ever talked to me about it. I said I don't know anything, but was sure that Vivian would never have done such a thing. Then I realized that Trisha was awake. I'm not sure if she heard our conversation. September 8th, 1995. Sheriff Howard came today. He asked me if I remembered seeing anything suspicious the night Vivian died. I've already told him everything I know. It's frustrating to be asked over and over about things that I just want to forget. Before he left, I asked if Scott could really be the killer. He said he's wondering the same thing. If Scott was not the killer, then who killed Vivian? September 16th, 1995. Derek came by to see Trisha. I asked him how he was doing. He said that the medical expenses for Wanda were more than he expected. Even with Charles's help, he's been forced to use up most of his savings. He's currently searching for a second job. He asked me if there was a future for him. Traveling with Charles made him see some of the rather ugly sides of the world. His mother is hospitalized with terminal cancer, and seeing his best friend Trisha like this pains him. I don't know what to tell him. Before he left, he leaned close to her and whispered, "Would it have been better if Scott just never showed up? Would you have chosen me? I wish that I never heard that." So he could have killed Scott because of how Trisha was feeling. Okay. Alright, so I don't see anything more in this room. This was obviously Trisha's room, but she wasn't, writing herself, I guess. Bathroom's locked. Okay, bedroom key. Bedroom key. What other bedroom? Pretty sure we had been in every room. The only thing we hadn't got into, I believe, was the bathroom. We do need to head back over to Bernard's. And we gotta go to the, get the briefcase and use that there. We still don't know, I still don't know where that code goes to. Okay, so let's head over to Bernard's house. I think it was up above the church, if I remembered right. Oh, let's go to the end first. Let's do the briefcase key, because that would be on the way to there. Let's see. We also got that little thing about Sofia's favorite places. said something about signs around the courtyard. She liked to be in the courtyard, and I was just curious. Maybe we would see something somewhere. But I don't see anything, so I don't really know if that has anything to do with anything. I saw a person standing there. So I was curious if we could see that, then maybe we would know what the signs are that we're looking for. For maybe at some point it leads us to Sofia's surprise, because I doubt she ever got to it. Nothing stands out. So let's just go ahead and head over here and get the briefcase key. I've got to figure out where that bedroom key is too. I'm trying to think. Was there a bedroom that was locked? Oh, that's not it. It was the small one. My bad. Okay, Andrew Reed. 3rd-degree burns and pneumothorax. I have no idea what that is. Probably didn't even pronounce it right. Autopsy report. So, 44-year-old white male with burns found at home, pronounced dead at the scene. 3rd-degree burns found across body, completely charred over the head, face, neck, and hands, heavily charred across the front and back of the legs, body, and feet. Closer inspection reveals punctured lungs with an object similar to a switchblade or small knife. The pneumothorax is a possible cause of death, but body is too burnt to confirm. There was a knife missing from Bernard's, from his stuff. Henry Johnson. Exsanguination, if I can say that word. 61-year-old white male pulled out of the car submerged in lake. Victim's lungs did not contain water, which shows that he did not die by drowning. Due to the prolonged submerging of the body in the water, the estimated time of death might not be accurate. Estimated time of death is between 12 to 16 days. Top right side of the skull, leaning towards the front and above the right eye, has a wide crack, usually caused by sharp object and strong force. Front torso, face, and back portion of forearm suffered numerous lacerations. Victim most likely succumbed to blood loss before being placed in the water. So Vivian Roberts, exsanguination. 55-year-old white male found lying in the front of mansion gates, pronounced dead at the scene. A 12-centimeter wide and 7-centimeter deep crack found on the right side of the head. Impact caused by strong force of the sharp object. Lacerations on front torso and back sides of both forearms. Vivian died from blood loss. Oh. And there's... for our, was that, is that Bernard's room? So it looks like we have, I wonder if I get, nah, I probably don't get to take that picture with me. Okay, I'm going to take a picture of that so that I have it, because now we know where the other red dot was. The code for Charles's safe in the gallery is Vincent's birthday. How could I not have thought about that? Call Sheriff James, check his files. 7741. Now, I know that there was a filing cabinet in the sheriff's office, so we're going to need that. We need Vincent's birthday. See, now all these clues are going to come at once. Who knows where to start first? Probably want to head to the sheriff's place first. Open that. Okay, Okay, because we haven't been back to the sheriff's in a while, so let's go ahead and go there next. It's funny, now we're getting all this stuff and it's just like picking up the pace. We never did get in his glove box here, but I don't think we have anything. There's even a handprint. I don't even think we found it. No, doesn't do it. And I don't think the one for Bernard Hill would be there. Okay, so let's head to the sheriff's. Oh, wait. Yeah, I think I'm going the right way. There we go. Looks like we got some classified documents in there. If I can get to them, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to them. There we go. May 13th, 1987. Dear Sheriff Howard, the crack in Vivian Roberts' skull shows that the weapon used is an object with heavy, sharp end. Something like an axe would fit the description. To cause a crack that big, the attacker must be rather strong. It's assuming it's either a man or a strong woman who is experienced in the use of the weapon. The victim must have been facing the attacker because the lacerations found on the front of her torso, as well as the backside of both forearms, showing that she tried to block the attacks by holding up her arms. The fatal strike landed on the right side of the victim's head, just above her right eyebrow. This clarifies the following. 1, that the victim was facing the killer. 2, that the killer is strong enough to land such a clean but deadly blow. And 3, that the killer is left-handed. Since the murder weapon was never recovered and confirmed, my assumption of it being an axe still remains. Since this is me doing you a solid, do not, under any circumstances, leak this information or I'll be in big trouble. The guys here in Grand City don't want any more than necessary to show about these details. Hope the above information helps. Sean M. Smith. Left-handed. That's the clue right there, because Bernard, I believe, was left-handed, and it was brought up in one of these. He'd like hurt himself, and somebody said, well, you don't need to do that, you're left-handed. Somebody was. I don't remember where we read that. Here it is. I had to interact with Bernard today. His left wrist was swollen pretty bad. When I asked what happened, he claimed he fell during rock climbing and twisted his left hand, so he couldn't help with writing the Easter invitations this year. I told him he only needs his right hand for writing. He looked at me as if I was joking. How could I have known that he was left-handed? So Bernard killed Vivian. But that's so funny that he would do that. He was in love with her. Why would he kill her? Why would he get involved in any of this unless Charles got him involved? Crazy. Huh. I have no clue. I do know one of the other special places that she liked was the bridge. See if anything stands out here. I don't see anything. That might not even be important. Stump. Look at that. Picture. So it's writing. Okay, so we're going to head back to Bernard's house. Let's check the courtyard again. Now that I know that it's writing. So we have stump. Although I don't know how I would miss words, but I think that would stand out. But we don't even know Matthew's favorite places, so kind of not helpful with that. And I don't even know taking a picture of it's even helpful, but Never know. I'm not seeing any writing. It said it was the courtyard of the inn. It was one of her favorite places. And also the post office. But I'm not... this is annoying. I'm not seeing anything. I'm pretty sure this would be considered the courtyard of the inn, because the inn's right there. Unless there's... Right there. Bird. I'll take a little picture of it. So stump, bird. Let's write those down just in case. So stump, bird, post office. Although that could be Matthews for all I know. Stream. Okay, so we've got those now. Okay, so let's head over to Bernard's. Which I believe... I think it's over here. Was it over here? I don't remember. I think it is. Maybe it's not. $43, was that his? Let's see, check my notes real quick. I know I had it written down. I knew he was at 31. This is somebody else's house. I don't remember whose that was. I think, whoops. Here he is. This is his house. Okay. So now we're in here. Now, I don't remember if this is the area that had the thing on the floor. It is. Okay. Let's see if we can use this. There's the knife. Okay, let's take a picture of it. Because that's pretty important. It's a serrated blade. There's dried blood on it. And can we... I don't think we can take it. No. Okay. Now, we have this. So, let me look at my picture real quick. I'm getting 135, but I'm not sure if that's right or not. Should I went the other way. That is not correct. Okay, so I might have done my math wrong. Okay, I think... Yep, there we go. Okay, I was off with my math just a little bit. Alright, so let's see what we've got here. July 21st, 1995. When the police reported that Vivian was murdered, I was floored. I still don't know what to do. My mind is blank. All I can think is, how did it happen? How can Vivian be dead? Well, that doesn't make sense if... Maybe somebody else was left-handed. July 23rd, 1995. Everyone's mourning about Vivian's death. People are coming or calling in to express their condolences. Charles hasn't been out of his room for days, and Trish is crying her heart out. Dorothy has been assigning busy work to all the mansion employees, hoping that it would take their minds off of Vivian's death. Samuel, our security guard, has been reviewing all the tapes of the past 2 weeks for anything suspicious activities. I wish I could be of any help. July 27, 1995. Scott was just apprehended for the murder of Vivian. Is that true? No one would have thought of that. I could never, ever believe that Scott would be capable of killing someone, let alone Vivian. Yet it makes me so mad I feel confused. September 29, 1995. Tricia was admitted to the hospital today. She had a nervous breakdown after finding out that Scott could be her mother's killer. Her condition has been getting worse over the past few weeks, and no one has been able to properly help her. Charles finally decided to seek help from the hospital. October 27, 1995. Matthew never believed that his son killed Vivian. He hired some fancy lawyer to defend him. Scott's been released on bail today. It's beyond ridiculous. I don't think Scott should have been released at all, despite the insignificant evidence. He killed Vivian. I know that he's guilty. Everyone knows it. They should have gone ahead and prosecuted him. November 1st, 1995. The maids were cleaning the mansion when they found some stuff belonging to Vivian, a key and some stationery. I asked Charles what he'd like to do with them, but he told me to take care of it myself. I brought them back to my place. November 4th, 1995. Vivian's death has caused lots of grief to everyone, especially Charles. After hearing how heartbroken Charles was 2 nights ago, I can't bear to see him suffer anymore. Scott should pay for what he did. Okay, so I'm going to guess he did kill Scott, but I guess he didn't kill... It's like a desk key. So he didn't kill Vivian. Dang, man, and that left-handed clue. Oh, man, this game's got me like every which way. It looks like a desk key found in Bernard's house next to his diary. Oh, it would have to be Vivian's. Oh, almost ran out of here without trying this key. Bitch. January 12th, 1995. I drove Vivian today since Derek is out of town with Charles. As I was driving, we talked. She expressed that despite having a successful business, she felt empty and tired. Tricia hates Vivian for trying to stop her from seeing Scott. She seems to be really bothered by the name Vincent, and her relationship with Charles seems to just be for show. I wish I could comfort her. She's going through so much right now. If only I could confess to Vivian how much respect I have for her, how much I admire her. July 18th, 1995. Ever since Tricia brought up the name Vincent, Vivian has been pretty quiet. Even during dinner, she hardly spoke. I can barely remember the last time Vivian appeared happy. I don't think anyone can blame her. Wanda hasn't been coming to work for a while now. Her illness is getting worse. I wonder how she's coping. February 5th, 1995. Derek wasn't available to drive Vivian again, so I offered to help. It's been a month since I first drove for her. She's been opening up more to me, telling me about the struggle she's faced with her rocky relationship with Charles, how she really dislikes Scott. Sometimes I would give her some suggestions when she asks what she should do. Other times she just wants someone to listen to her. Mostly I'm just happy to be with her. February 22nd, 1995. Vivian seems rather distressed recently. During the afternoon tea gathering, I stood outside the room and tried to listen to the conversations. She feels miserable being with Charles. They hardly look at each other, let alone speak. Personally, I don't think Charles deserves her. I finished reading Vivian's biography. Half the facts were incorrect. The writer should have done his homework better. March 17th, 1995. Sometimes when I'm driving for Vivian, she asks me to drop her off at the corner of a street, typically in front of Tom's Cafe. She's always telling me that she'll make it back home on her own. It aroused my curiosity, so after dropping her off today, I parked the car and watched her. She ordered a cup of coffee to go. She then left the cafe and walked up the street for about 5 minutes to a residential area. She stopped in front of an apartment and pressed the doorbell. Shortly after, a man in his early 30s wearing a suit opened the door. He leaned over and hugged Vivian. She gave the coffee to him and they exchanged some words. I couldn't hear what they said. Then they entered the apartment together. Who is he? May 12th, 1995. This is the 6th time I've followed Vivian after she went into the building with the guy. I parked the car nearby to wait for her to come out. Is this considered stalking? About 2 hours later, a cab stopped out in front of the apartment. Shortly after, Vivian came outside and the man followed closely behind. They chatted for a bit. Vivian looked extremely comfortable with him. Before leaving, she kissed him on the cheek. What's going on? May 29th, 1995. I tracked down the guy. He works at a bank. The place they meet is his apartment. How could she do that? Who the hell is he? I reported sick for the 3rd consecutive day. As I laid in bed, I keep thinking on why Vivian would be seeing another man. No matter what Charles did to her, she has kept her faith in him throughout the years. How could she be having an affair now? She's better than that. She's supposed to choose me. Wow. The people in this place. Huh. Like somebody already went through the drawers. Day 1, the hospital gave me these pills. They're supposed to help fight depression. Day 2, I feel slight dizziness. It might be the food that I ate this morning. Day 3, the dizziness comes and goes. I'm still able to work, not a big problem. Day 5, it's my day off. I didn't take the medication. By the evening, I started thinking about Vivian. Day 8, I had to drive Vivian again, so I took the double dosage. I had a migraine for the next rest of the day. At least I didn't have to think about her. Day 11, couldn't Vivian stop seeing that guy? Why can't I stop thinking about it? Day 12, now I know that my dizziness comes from those pills. Day 20, the pills, they don't seem to work anymore. It doesn't matter if I take them or not. I can't stop imagining what Vivian and that guy are doing whenever they meet. Day 32, I stopped taking the medication. So he was kind of driven a little crazy by the fact, or driven, I guess I should say. Words are hard. Driven a little crazy by the fact that he was in love with Vivian, and then he found out that she was with another man that was not him. Alright, so I think we got everything out of there. Okay, so that's probably at the mansion. A bedroom key, found it next to Dorothy's diary in hospital, room 203. And we still don't know where that goes to. It's a desk key. Okay, so let's head back to the mansion, since we're right in the area. Oh, you know what? Before we do that, let's go back to the cemetery and double check Vincent's date of birth, because now we know that that was Scott's birth name. And I don't remember seeing his date of birth. I mean, it might have come up on something, but I don't exactly remember. So it should be on this. Let's just double check it. He was over here. Somewhere. Sofia's. Here we go. So it's June 1st. And then 75 probably. So it's probably 6175. Man, the wind out in this area always makes me feel like somebody's sneaking up on me. That's a desk key, so it definitely doesn't go there. But I wonder... I think I noticed that we did not see Charles's grave, so he's probably still alive then. So he's lost, at least I don't remember seeing it, so he's lost both his wife his mistress, and both of his kids. Oh, and he lost his mother too, so... Dude, that guy's had some bad luck. I really wish fast travel was a thing. Okay, so I don't know. We still have that one door too. I mean, I guess I could just pull all the books and maybe we'll get it. But I don't think we've run into that. Maybe with the desk key we'll find it. But I don't remember. I mean, other than that one room, but I thought that was like a bathroom. Yeah, see, we've done all these. Okay, so let's go in here real quick. Okay, let's try 06. 0175. That did not work. There we go. Okay. Had to put in the whole thing. And there's the other piece, so it's a 4. July 31st, 1995. I cannot believe that Scott killed my wife. It's being spewed all over the media. How? Why? He loves Trisha, and I treated him like my own son. It doesn't make any sense. August 13th, 1995. I visited Scott today. I asked him why he would kill Vivian. He did not answer, but simply looked down on the floor at the floor. Wanted an answer so desperately that I nearly rattled his neck. Does he even feel any guilt or remorse for what he's done? How can he not say anything? October 22nd, 1995. I visited Scott again today, knowing that he will be released soon. There just wasn't enough evidence to pin him. He looked thinner than before, but I didn't care. I wanted to know why he killed Vivian. When I asked, he stared at me. I was so angry that I yelled at him. I was about to leave when out of nowhere he said, "I pity the ignorant." What the hell does that mean? November 2nd, 1995. I got drunk last night at the inn. Scott is now a free man. I think I babbled about how much I despise Scott and what I would do to have someone get rid of him. Did I really say that? How did I get home anyways? All right, Bernard was with me. He drove me home. First National Bank routing number and account number. Email password. Love Trish 061174. Study room desk chess pieces. King, knight, queen, bishop. Okay, so since that's a lot of right, I'm gonna take a picture of this for myself. Just so I have it. Don't really think this will come in, or this. I think this is more because this is for the that room we need to get into. Okay, so the last will and testament of Ronald Lewis. I, Charles Roberts of 1 Maple Drive, Painscreek, NL 28115, being of sound mind, declare the codicil to my last will and testament dated July 1st, 1975, effected as of today, June 21st, 1975. Item 1, Article CB of my will shall be modified to read, should a boy be born in the Roberts family that is of direct lineage to Charles Roberts, if he is the eldest son and no others contest, he shall inherit all the family's fortune upon Charles Roberts' passing. The sole condition to this is that the son must be at least 25 years of age. Item 2, Article 6A of my will shall be stricken in its entirety. The firstborn of the Roberts family shall inherit 50% of all the family's fortune should Charles Roberts pass away. Item 3, Article 11 shall be added to my will and shall read, Vincent Roberts, born of Charles Roberts and Sophia Miller, on June 1st, 1975, in Painscreek, New NL, shall be officially acknowledged as a family member of the Roberts family effective July 1st of 1975, Randall Lewis. So he even put it in his will that his son was going to get all of his money. Why does it feel like there's a letter up there right above the book, but I don't think it is. Okay, so now that we have the last piece, but let's see if we can find where this key went. Okay, it doesn't look like that. It says it was a desk key, but I don't remember there being a desk that needed to be unlocked. Okay, let's try the numbers that we got. There we go, from the figures. Okay. Brecken's Investigation Services, July 17, 1995. To Charles Roberts, upon your request, we investigated Andrew Reed and Henry Johnson's death due to confidentiality agreement with our sources. We are unable to reveal the true nature of their deaths. Suffice to say, both of them did not die of said accidents, so we dug deeper. We found out that Andrew and Henry were both related to the disappearance of Sophia Miller and the death of Magdalene Roberts 20 years ago. What really happened to Sophia, we do not know as of now. However, some evidence was brought to light regarding Magdalene Roberts' death. We talked to a retired nurse who used to work at the Painscreek Community Hospital, although she preferred to remain anonymous. According to her, she came across a note while cleaning Dr. Johnson's office. In it, Dr. Johnson stated that the prescription was lethal, to be administered only to Magdalene, and the dosage has to be precise or it will not work. No one else should intake it. A letter was made out to your wife, Vivian Roberts, according to the note. If you would like for us to stop this investigation, let us know at your earliest convenience. Otherwise, we will continue to find out the truth about Sophia's disappearance. Sincerely, Jason Beckert. Okay, Beckert Investigations, February 3rd, 1996. To Charles Roberts, our investigation was initially promising. We interviewed possible witnesses who might know something about Sophia's disappearance. Months later, however, we are nowhere near knowing what happened to Sophia. We've searched through all the states for any possible trace, but to no avail. What we can conclude at this time is that the main cause of Sophia's disappearance was to do with Andrew, Henry, and Vivian. Now that they are gone, we're unable to get the truth about what really happened to Sophia. If you prefer, we can still continue the search. However, the results look bleak. We have posted rewards for any information regarding Sophia, hoping that it's just a matter of time before someone with real information steps up. For the time being, we suggest that you wait. Should anything emerge, you will be the first to know. Sincerely, Jason Beckert. Okay. November 18, 1995. Months ago, right before Vivian was killed, I confronted her about Mom's death. She said she didn't know anything about it. She only administered the medicines provided by Dr. Johnson. She was lying. I could see it in her eyes. She was scared and she was hiding her fears. I know that Vivian was never completely truthful with me, but I still have no proof yet. She never liked Mom, but I wouldn't have thought her capable of killing her own mother-in-law. I know that she had something to do with what happened to Mom and Sophia, but what can I do? She was my wife after all, and now... December 27, 1995. Vivian is dead, so is Scott. Now Trisha is dead too. Is this my punishment for the affair I had 20 years ago? Okay, so we've gotten all that new information. We still need to work on getting that. I think we're missing something that tells us how to do it. So let's see if we can figure out where this key goes. Let's head upstairs. I've already gotten... Oh, was there something in here? Yes, there was. January 2nd, 1995. Although we lived in the same house, Charles and I hardly speak to each other. I know that he's been feeling guilty ever since his affair, but that was 20 years ago. It's high time I forgive him. I forgive him out loud. Next, I need to work things out with Trisha. I've been objecting her relationship with Scott for quite some time. In doing so, Trisha has been avoiding me. I haven't been a good mother, but I want to be there whenever she needs me from now on. I just want things to go back to the way they were. January 12th, 1995. The agency has arranged for a new guy to help me. His name is Owen Smith, quite a young man for what he has accomplished. During our meetings, Owens asked me many things as if he was interviewing me. The brief introduction turned out to be hours long. However, by the end of it, he said he has everything he needed and will get things moving right away. I have a good feeling about him. May 12th, 1995. Owen called to meet with me today. He had the papers ready for me to sign. He said that the location of the exhibition has been approved. All we need is the down payment. That's great. I signed the papers almost immediately. After that, I informed our accountant, Helen, to transfer the money from Robert's Relief Fund since the hospital won't be needing it for a while. Owen's been a great help since we brought up the idea of an art gallery for the public. I'm not sure if things could have gone so quickly if it had been for some other agent. I owe him that much. June 17th, 1995. The art gallery will open in 3 months. I'm so excited about it. We've received most of the artwork from the contributors and artists. All I need is to ask Charles if he would be willing to donate some of his paintings. If this exhibition succeeds, it would be good for us and for Painscreek. I haven't felt this alive in a very long time. I have a purpose now. Okay, so that really didn't add much to us, but she thought she was just going to move on with her life. So let's see. We have this bedroom key, and it was found next to Dorothy's diary. Oh, you know what? I wonder if that goes into Dorothy's house. I bet you it does, because she said Trish was welcome there at any time. So, let's see. Where was... Okay, so let's go ahead and head out. Because I think she did have a bedroom that we couldn't get into. We still haven't found out how to get into the photography place yet. Oliver's photography. Okay, I think this is it. Yep. I think it was an upstairs bedroom, wasn't it? Yep. Pendant of Mother Mary. December 27, 1995. Daughter of ex-mayor found dead at Painscreek Community Hospital. Trisha Roberts falls 40 feet from rooftop, lands on head, and dies. By Jonathan Walker. Yesterday morning, the body of Trisha Roberts was found on the grounds of Painscreek Community Hospital. She was pronounced dead at 7:20 a.m. According to Miss Thompson, she started her morning shift when she heard some sound near the reception area. She went to find Trisha lying motionless. Blood was flowing out from her head. She quickly called for Dr. Bennett, the attending physician for the day's morning shift, who brought Trisha to the emergency room at once. Unfortunately, it was too late. The hospital CCTV shows that Trisha Roberts was walking around the hospital at 6:30 a.m. She headed to the roof at 6:54 a.m. A few minutes later, her body was found on the ground 3 floors below. Charles Roberts, ex-mayor and father of the deceased. It says the hospital is now checking to see why the roof door was not locked. Investigation is still pending regarding Trisha's death. So that could be that one picture that we'd seen in that guy's office. Friday, October 27th, 1995. Scott was released from prison this morning. Matthew went to pick him up. There's lots of tension here in Painscreek. Most people think Scott is a murderer. Charles tried to stop Trisha from seeing Scott, but it's no use. She is already waiting for him at the door. Monday, November 6, 1995. Charles is drinking again. He couldn't stop Trisha from trying to see Scott, yet Scott seems to be avoiding her. Trisha should not have been discharged from the hospital at this point. She still needs help and rehabilitation. Tuesday, November 14th, 1995. Derek and Scott fought at the market today. Derek asked Scott why he's avoiding Trisha. Scott didn't say anything. He just walked away. Derek told him not to come back anymore. It's sad to see what's happening to them now. They used to be such good friends. Thursday, November 16th, 1995. Oh my God, Scott was killed. Saturday, December 2nd, 1995. Trisha's been going crazy ever since Scott died. She sometimes screams in the middle of the night. Here and there, she'll ask why Scott hasn't visited her for a while. No one seems to know how to answer without agitating her condition. Wednesday, December 6th, 1995. Trisha is finally being admitted to the hospital for another mental breakdown. Charles doesn't know what to do. I've asked for his permission to take care of Trisha at the hospital until she recovers. I think Charles appreciates my help. Dang. So they just, after all this happened, just everybody started just breaking. January 18th, 1996. Dear Dorothy, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for all you've done for me. You've taken care of my store on so many occasions. You've helped maintain its bright spirit. I'd be lying if I said that I'm not saddened by your departure. I'll greatly miss you. I wish you all the best in your new place. Do invite me there once you've settled in. May God be with you. Best regards, Oliver Gibson. Do you have Oliver's key by any chance? Because that's what I need. Oh, please. Looks like a house key. Oh, please. I hope it's Oliver's key. Oliver's photo. Lab clean. Yeah, I bet it is. That's his extra key, probably. We're finally getting in there, people. It says Sofia. I bet that's... Yep, I bet that's the lock. So I think it was that number I've got there. 5 2 6. Sewing needle. March 8th, 1975. Dear Sophia, how have you been? I hope everyone is treating you well at the mansion. It's been 6 months since my missionary work started here in Indonesia. Life here is hard but meaningful. I thought my life at the orphanage was miserable, but after coming here I realized I'm blessed more than I could ever imagine. I'm supposed to be back in 1 week's time, but I recently decided that I'm extending my stay here for another 6 months. I haven't received any letters from you for a while now. I hope you're doing well. Remember the time when we were at the orphanage, you said that you don't want to be poor anymore. I think God heard your call and brought you to Painscreek. Charles and Vivian told me they were glad I introduced you to them. They said you're a hardworking person with a kind heart, and that us being related was not the reason they hired you. You got the job on your own merit. I did not know whether or not to tell them. I did not know whether or not to tell them. We are not actually cousins. I feel bad for lying to them. I guess I'll have to tell them the truth someday. Having said that, I'm glad that you're in Painscreek. We can talk and meet anytime, just like the good old days at the orphanage. I'll do my best here. I hope you can wait for me. Best regards, Matthew Brooks. P.S. I have prepared a special present for your birthday. Wait for my telegram that day. So they were not cousins. That explains a lot. Why he pined over her and adopted her son. August 30th, 1974. I know some people don't like me. Wanda always picks on me, and Bernard ignores me most of the time. Andrew, well, he's okay as long as I'm not in his garden. Dorothy cares a lot for me, though. I like her. Tom, our security guard, treats me with respect, even though I'm just a housemaid. Vivian and Charles are kind to me. Oh, and Matthew, too. I almost forgot about him. He's been taking care of me forever, certainly as long as I can remember. I'm a lucky girl. October 20th, 1974. Matthew talks to me whenever he has time. Sometimes I feel he's trying to escape his chores at the church. We'll talk about everything under the sun, our hopes, dreams, and futures. It reminds me of our days at the orphanage. December 29th, 1974. Landing a job here as a maid was the best thing that could have happened to me. However, I never imagined I would be having an affair with a married man, let alone my employer. Now I'm carrying his child. How do I face Matthew? March 15th, 1975. I received a letter from Matthew today saying that he'll be extending his stay in Indonesia for 6 more months. That's always been him. He's always had a noble heart, wanting to help people everywhere. I miss him, but I'm glad he decided to extend his stay there. It gives me time to prepare how I'll explain my situation to him. I don't know how he'll take it if he just hears the truth blurted out once he gets back. March 18th, 1975. I received a telegram this morning from Matthew wishing me a happy birthday. He told me he had a special birthday present prepared for me. All I need to do is find the clues that he placed in our favorite places. He's waiting for my telegram after I've solved the puzzle. I've actually solved it already, but I don't know what to say to him. What should I do? June 1st, 1975. My baby was born today at 8:20 a.m. and it's a boy. He looks just like Charles. Dorothy's taking good care of us. She prepares the food and attends to my needs. I almost feel like I'm her boss. Charles visits me all the time asking if we need anything else. I told him he didn't have to come so often and to instead focus on work. As a mayor, he must have lots on his mind. June 16th, 1975. Charles told me today that his mother, Magdalene, will be arriving in 2 weeks. She knows about our relationship. I feel nervous because she's a strict woman. At the same time, I'm happy because she told Charles to take responsibility for me and my son. Soon, I won't have to be a maid anymore. Charles has decided to name our child Vincent Roberts. I like that name. Dang. So she was ready for her life to change completely, and it technically did, but not in the way that she was thinking it would. Wow. Okay, so let's head over to the photo place, Oliver's Photos, or photography, I think it is. Okay, where's that from here? Okay, it's on Walnut Street. So I think the easiest way might to be... Actually, I think I should have went the other way, but that's okay. And we'll get there eventually. Finally, we're going to get this stuff. So I guess the Times capsule is one of the last things you're going to get. Let's double check. Nope, no unlock. Okay. Hopefully I don't have to find any more keys to get through here. Hopefully I just have to get the tools out of here. Maybe find a diary or two. Okay, there's the wrench. We also need the shovel. Office of Church Haven, 59 Elm Street, Old Jersey, SY 28871, July 17, 1995. Dear Mr. Oliver Gibson, we regret to hear that Father Matthew will not be joining any part of the annual religious gathering event from July 18th to the 23rd in South York. We received Father Matthew's memo yesterday stating that he was not feeling well. I assume he's also informed you about this last-minute change. Please send him our regards. We wish him a swift recovery so he may serve the people of Painscreek soon. Sincerely, Reverend Todd McDermott. Go, diary. January 3rd, 1996. We just attended Trisha's funeral this morning. Charles tried to be strong, but by the end of the ceremony, his face was wet. Dorothy cried her heart out. It truly pains the soul to witness so many deaths occur here in Painscreek. Every one of those deaths was of a person I knew, and some were very close to me. Among them, Vivian's death shocked me the most. Despite what the media said, I will not for even a moment believe that Scott killed her. It just doesn't make sense to me. Trisha's death hurt the most, probably because I spent the last few years mentoring her. She was smart, kind, and very talented. She was turning into a very promising young woman. With her passing, Charles has lost all his family members. He's all alone. I can't imagine the pain he is going through. August 14th, 1996. Dorothy left Painscreek early February, a month after Trisha's funeral. The hospital closed shortly after. By the end of the month, Charles had packed and departed Painscreek for good. Wanda passed away on March 12th, 1996. Her cancer had spread too far and too deep. The doctors could not save her. 2 weeks after her funeral, Derek moved out of Painscreek. Autumn is approaching. My photography store will be closing by the end of the month. I have many things to say, but there's no one left to confide in. Anyway, I've been thinking about retiring for quite a while now. Maybe the time has come. So, I mean, the name is befitting of this place because it was called Painscreek. And for all these people, that's fitting for them because all this town caused was pain. And all of this started because of an affair. Okay, so I don't see a shovel. It says he had the shovel, but I don't see. Oh, right there. Gosh. If I was a snake, it would have bit me. Okay, where was that? Where did I see? Here we go. What do we need the wrench for? Drain covers. January 11th, 1996. Scott is gone and Trisha is dead. How did this happen? We held Trisha's funeral last week. There could have been more people. There should have been more. The village will be barren in a few months to a year. My generation is just moving out, and the old generation is simply dying out. I will also be leaving here soon. Once my mother passes on, once I can't take of her any longer. Doesn't make sense. The night Vivian died, I saw Scott meeting her. I was at a distance from where they were arguing. I couldn't hear the details, but I could tell they were disagreeing. When Scott left and went back to his cabin, I followed him. I watched him through the window till early morning, all the time thinking how we have drifted so far. How could Trisha choose him over me? Am I not good enough for her? The police questioned me when Scott was suspected of killing Vivian. I know he didn't do it, but I decided not to tell them what I knew with Scott locked up. I could have a chance to be with Trisha. I didn't expect that this small omission on my part would eventually lead to Scott's death. When Scott died, Trisha ended her life in a way I, too, died that day. I never wished for Scott to die or Trisha. I hope they can forgive me, Derek. Dang, man. So that dude's gonna have a lot on his conscience. Oh. And there's another one. So we have a 9. So we didn't have them all. That was what it was. Trisha, congratulations. I'll always love you, from Mom. So there we have Trisha and Scott and Derek. 6/2/19. I can't see if that's 82 or 87. Best friends forever. Secret of Painscreek Mansion, hidden room and study room. Hospital, underground secret passage. Secret room above father's room. Church. Future detective Scott. Secret room above father's room. Did we find a secret room? The only thing I can think of is it would be that one room that he hid his thing in. I don't know what we're supposed to use that for. I wonder if we can use it to take that off. Nope. We never did get into the glove box that has a handprint on it, which is in the PI's car. So I think we're missing a lot of keys, but I don't know where they are. The only thing I can think of is I might have missed some in drawers. I've already went through everything once before. I don't want to have to do that again, so we might just have to, if it looks like we've gotten everything, might just have to conclude it. Because I think at this point we know Vivian had to be killed by Bernard, and Bernard killed Scott. And Vivian and Dr. Johnson and Andrew killed Sofia and Magdalene. The only one I'm concerned about is Vivian, but I want to say it's Bernard, but it might not be. Okay, so let's see if this is what solves it. Oh, okay, there's something moved. June 11th, 1974. Our baby daughter is born today. We've named her Trisha. Vivian had to go through a cesarean section. I'm just glad that both mother and child are safe, and I thank God for that. I feel so happy to have a baby in the family. There's no words to express the joy I'm feeling inside. At the same time, I'm worried of what mother might say when she knows that the baby is a girl. August 16th, 1974. Vivian is being hospitalized for the second time in a year. The first time was for the C-section, the time for mental instability. Dr. Johnson told me not to visit her while she was until she is stabilized and ready to receive me. What can I do? Mom wants a boy, but it's not safe for Vivian to be pregnant anymore. Sometimes I feel lost, not knowing what to do. Mostly, I just feel lonely. November 16th, 1974. I never thought this could happen. Whenever Sofia is babysitting Trisha, she would listen to everything I have to say. I could express myself candidly. Never once did she question the decisions I made. It made me feel like she understands me. I found comfort in her, both spiritually and physically. I just never thought I would have a relationship with her. What should I do now? July 6, 1975. I have a name for our child. He will be called Vincent Roberts. I will add him to my will. Sophia seems to be hiding as well as she can from Vivian. Even I have not seen her in these last 2 days. I wonder where she could be. May 3rd, 1974. Vivian hasn't spoken much since she was discharged from the hospital. Dr. Johnson said she is fully healed, but it will take some time for her to adjust back to her old rhythm. I feel our relationship is deteriorating or has suffered permanently in some way. June 17th, 1974. I love Trisha, and I know Vivian does too. I can only hope that my mother's passion for her grandson will not affect Vivian's love for Trisha. I hope that she does not hold any resentment towards mother. Dang. June 16th, 1975. Dear Charles, I received a letter from Dorothy yesterday. She told me everything. What have you done, my son? Does Vivian know? Have you even considered the consequences of your actions? And what of this Sofia? What will you do with her? You made a mistake and you'll need to take responsibility for what you have done. Do you understand? You cannot take her as your wife. You already have one. This scandal cannot be publicly known. It will destroy your political career. However, the child is important. He is your flesh and blood. It might be the son you need to properly continue the family. I am now preparing to visit you. Do not say anything to Vivian yet. I will take care of it when I arrive. Love, Mom. So he had told his mom. Crazy. Magdalene Roberts, mother of Charles, dies at age 68. She kind of looks like Betty White. Hospital reports heart attack as main cause of death. Magdalene Roberts passed away last night at the age of 68. She was visiting her son Charles Roberts in Painscreek when her heart failed. Dorothy Patterson, a maid working at the mansion, knocked on Magdalene's door at 7 a.m. Since there was no answer, she assumed Magdalene was still sleeping. It was only 2 hours later then Magdalene still did not respond to her knocking, and she realized something was wrong. She called Bernard Hopkins, the mansion's butler, who came and opened the room to find Magdalene lying on the bed. She wasn't breathing. He immediately called 911. Dr. Johnson, the family doctor and head of Painscreek Community Hospital, arrived at the mansion around 9:30 a.m. and pronounced Magdalene Roberts dead. According to Dr. Johnson, Magdalene Roberts probably had a heart attack sometime in the middle of the night. More accurate diagnoses are yet to be determined, but Magdalene's death was most probably the result of high blood pressure and old age. Well, we got in there. The only thing I'm still wanting to know is where that briefcase key is. Or not the briefcase, the glove box key. I'm really wondering where that is. Let's see if we can go find that real quick. This is probably going to be a long episode. I'm going to have to edit some of the stuff out, but I'd like to try to find everything. I also want to see if maybe that well, we can use the wrench on it near the hunting cabin. Because I feel like it's kind of weird that they would give that to us and not give us something to use it on. Nope, nothing to click on in that. It's got a cross on it. I just ran in here, just wondering. There's nothing else I've missed, so... Oh, wrong button. Yeah, see, I was wondering if maybe that key was in there for the bedroom. Luckily, I thought about that and went back and looked. Okay, so we're going to head it back to the church. Because I remember right, I think that's the only two things we have not opened, is the glove box in his car and the bedroom in the church. I mean, because by the achievements popping up, it looked like we've completed like almost everybody's story. January 16th, 1975. A few months have passed since I've arrived here. This missionary trip is harder than I expected. There is no clean water, the food lacks nutrients, and there isn't enough medicine. We've requested help from the WHO, but haven't received any reply yet. I feel so frustrated. What can I do? March 3rd, 1975. When Father Calvin first sent me here, he asked if I would be willing to stay for 6 months. It would be good training for me, he said. I agreed. That was before I came. 6 months have now passed. I think I'll extend this for another 6 months. The people here need as much help as they can get. I am not a doctor, but I can help them through my support and prayers. I will let Father Calvin know about my decision. September 16th, 1975. Time flies. I can't believe I'll be going home tomorrow. I'll miss the people here. At the same time, I can't wait to get back home and meet everyone again. September 19th, 1975. Father Calvin summoned me this morning and told me that Sofia had left Painscreek. How can that be? The last time we wrote, she told me she had so many things to share with me when I got back. Was she forced? Is she hiding something? I just cannot believe that Sofia left without telling me anything. Something must have happened to her that she could not tell me. December 29th, 1975. It's been almost 6 months since Sofia left Painscreek. I've asked everyone around. No one seemed to know where she went. Father Calvin told me to let it go. He's right. I should not dwell on matters of the heart. There are more important things in life than I need to focus on. If Sofia and I are meant to meet again, God will let me know. It's time I move on with my life. February 25th, 1971. I had always wanted to be adopted, but I guess heaven had something else in store for me. Instead of being taken in by family, I came to Painscreek Trinity Church. To be honest, I would prefer to have a real family with people whom I can call mom and dad, but Father Calvin said God has other plans for my future, and in time I will come to realize it. May 2nd, 1971. The Roberts family is looking for a new maid. I told Mrs. Roberts that a relative of mine would fit the position really well. I know I shouldn't lie, but I want Sofia to be here in Painscreek. Father Calvin always said we have to help those who are in need. Sofia is in need, and I am sure she will be glad to have this job. August 10th, 1971. Since starting the job at the mansion, Sofia has settled in nicely. Whenever she has time off from work, we've been exploring Painscreek together. I have so much to show her. This is just like the orphanage days, and I'm extremely comfortable being with her. October 27th, 1971. Today was Sophia's day off. We ate at the Moon Cafe again. I can't seem to get enough of this place. The food is delicious, the atmosphere relaxing, and the coffee tastes great. Maybe it's all because of Sophia's company. Still, I love to hang out here. This is definitely one of my favorite places in Painscreek, followed closely by the church and the Little Big Books. Okay, so his is the Moon Cafe, the church, and the bookshop. So we'll mark those down just in case. I don't know. Sofia said she solved it, so there might not be anything there. But you never know. O'Malley's and Associates Attorneys at Law. Dear Mr. Brooks, we have evaluated your case and we accept the request to represent your son, Scott Brooks, in court. We are in the process of drafting an appeal for his release. Considering the sensitivity of the situation, we urge you not to make any public statements until consulting with us. Additionally, we would like copies of the government documents related in any way to your son, medical records, transaction receipts, travel documents, previous criminal charges, if any, etc. The more we have, the better we can help in your son's case. We will be in contact within the next few days. Sincerely, Brendan O'Malley. Emerald State Banking. Donation from the Roberts family, payment for church maintenance, check from car dealership, Sunday tithing, hosting community potluck, Scott's lawyers, Sunday tithing, Ruth fixing, cemetery maintenance, Sunday tithing, second payment for Scott's lawyers, pilgrimage, travel feed, and youth program finance. Okay, so we didn't find a glove box key here, but we found some more information on the story. Alright. So let's just check for his words. It's kind of funny that I didn't even notice these walking around. Don't see anything. Yeah, I don't see anything at all. Just check for a few more seconds. I mean, because I don't think there's going to be anything here. Oh. 1203. Although that could be the date of the church, but when it was built. But that's still writing there, and that hadn't been... seems odd that that would be there. because I don't see anything there. Okay, so let's go over to, let's see, I don't remember where the Moon Cafe is. I know the bookstore is near the inn. Oh, Moon Cafe. Well, that's funny. So maybe that one word was hers. Or his instead of hers. Yeah, I'm not seeing any words over here. So like I said, I mean, this could just be like a dead end. I could just be looking for no reason, but I was just curious. Because I don't see anything. And this is the Moon Cafe. That's why I was thinking maybe that one was his. And I didn't find hers. And I definitely don't see one near the bookshop. Yep, I don't see anything, so there's one more place I just want to double check. And then we'll probably just go ahead and end the game here. Have my character leave. I want to go this way. I want to check the sheriff's place one more time, because I remember I looked in that filing cabinet, but I'm kind of concerned maybe I missed something like I did at Scott's. So let's check real quick. Because then officially I have opened every door that I can think of. Yeah, see, there's more to this, and I'm wondering, yep. Okay, Vivian Roberts' murder case record of alibi. I'm so glad I came back here before we left. Okay, so interview record, recorded July 25th, 1995, interview to Charles Roberts. I wasn't here when my wife was killed. I left for New York on July 18th to attend a conference meeting that was supposed to last for 3 days. I was supposed to be back on the weekend. On the morning of July 20th, however, I received a phone call from our butler, Bernard, informing me that Vivian had been murdered. I could not believe what I heard. I cut short my trip and immediately came back to Painscreek. July 25th, 1995, interview to Matthew Brooks. There's an annual religious gathering event in Hartford where pastors from different churches in our state's vicinity meet and discuss that we can do to help our society. The event started on July 18th and ran for 5 days, so it ended on July 23rd. I represent Painscreek Trinity Church at the event. Our church can confirm this because we had to cancel our Sunday service that weekend. Wait a minute, didn't he say he didn't go? Maybe it was for, like, this one or something, not back then. July 25th, 1995, Bernard Hopkins. I was preparing for the fundraising event when I felt sick. However, there was no one who could really do my job, so I kept working. At about 9 in the evening, I was too sick to continue, so I bid Vivian goodnight and headed back to home. Dorothy Patterson saw me leave. No, there's no one else that lives here. I live alone. July 25th, 1995, interview to Dorothy Patterson. Yes, Bernard was not feeling well that day, so he left slightly earlier than usual. However, he finished his work before he left. When I saw how sick he appeared, I wondered how he could keep on working. Well, I guess that's why the Roberts family trusts him so much. Me, I was around the mansion most of the time, either preparing the food or making sure that the other maids were doing their job. The fundraising event, which was held the following day, was important to Vivian, so we were all making sure that everything would be perfect. By the time Mary left, it was already past midnight. I locked the doors and then went home myself. No, I live alone. Okay, interview to Mary Martinez, July 25th, 1995. My name is Mary Martinez. I had been working in the kitchen for the past few days for the upcoming fundraising event. Jimmy's Bakery was supposed to deliver the cakes, but a few days before the event, they called to inform us that they can't make it. Suddenly, I was in charge of the cakes. I was so mad because we didn't have much time, and this event was supposed to be extremely crucial for Vivian's business. But after hearing that Vivian was murdered, all my anger and work just sort of became irrelevant. Okay, July 25th, 1995, Derek Tyler. I remember dropping Mr. Roberts off at the airport on July 18th at around 2 p.m. I was supposed to come back after that to drive around for Vivian, but she told me to take a break since I hadn't had a day off for quite some time. I decided to visit a friend of mine who was moving upstate to West Dakota. What sort of friend? An elementary school buddy that used to live here, but moved when we received a scholarship. I stayed at his place for a few days before coming back to Painscreek. Yes, he can vouch for me. I have his number at home. I can give it to you later. Derek never gave me the number. Yep, see? There we go. That's the car key we were looking for. Doesn't look like really anything else in here. Train. Looks like it's a train whistle. Okay, let's go see. I think this is the last bit of evidence. I think. I don't know. I could be wrong. We could still be missing stuff. I wonder if there's a way to see... No, you can't see your achievements. I was going to say I could check how many achievements I've gotten and then figure out if we've gotten everything. Here we go. I wonder whose handprint that is. Can't really... Come on. Lockbox 201. My head hurts, my tire's flat, and the phone's not working. Is someone trying to stop me from leaving Painscreek? Am I close to discovering something? Oh God, I thought he was the one. I was wrong. He's not the killer. He's not. Oh. I wonder if that's the lockbox for in here. Where mail and stuff go. It's kind of like where we started our journey other than the sheriff's department. Yep. What's the button for? Is that at the mansion? He's on to me, and I had to hide the key in one of the drains by the roadside. He'll never find it. He will never find. Drains by one of the... Oh, man, now we gotta look for a drain. 5/19/1997. Ever since I received the messages and the key, I've been following this anonymous person blindly. What a fool I have been. I need to revisit my investigation notes and see if I might have missed anything important. 5/21/1997. I looked through the alibi records by Sheriff Howard. There were 6 interviews. Charles, Matthew, Bernard, Dorothy, Mary, and Derek. Then I noticed it. One of them is lying. It was recorded that there was an event, yet I remember reading somewhere about it being canceled. Where did I read it again? I can't seem to remember. It was Matthew. Oh my God, I've just realized that the E in all of the killer's messages is slightly off in comparison to all the other letters. If I can find that typewriter, I can find who killed Vivian. What? What typewriter? What the... Okay. All right, guys, I guess we're not done. We're going to end it there because this has already run on long as possible. And we'll play again. I don't know how much longer we'll be playing, but it looks like we got another place to look. We have to find a key in a drain, and we have to do a few more things before we can end this. So if you've liked this video, please leave a comment, like, subscribe if you haven't. Share this video with anybody who might be interested, and we'll see you next time. Bye.